We're going to have three speakers for you this morning. We'll begin with Deputy Chief Hank Stawinski of the Prince George's County Police Department, followed by Chief Mark Bashur with the Prince George's County Fire Department, followed by Michael Blow. He is the Director of School Security Services for the Prince George's County Public School System. And we'll begin this morning with Deputy Chief Hank Stawinski.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this training exercise where members of the Maryland State Police, the Montgomery County Police, members of the Laurel City Police Department, the Greenbelt City Police Department, our local partners, the Prince George's County Sheriffs, a key player, the Prince George's County Fire and EMS Department, and Chief Bayshore will speak about their role in just a moment. And of course, members of the Prince George's County Police have gathered in order to better prepare ourselves for a critical incident. And that does not necessarily need to be the scenario that you see before you. The training that we do here today prepares us for any kind of a critical incident. Yesterday, the Maryland State Police responded to an aircraft accident. Those events can happen anywhere. And this sort of integration and coordination is what's necessary for a sophisticated response to any incident. There's a window that exists between any critical incident and a sophisticated public safety response. By coming together, training, understanding the methodologies that different agencies use, and integrating our officers and our medics in the real world, we close the window between the critical incident and the sophisticated response. And the goal of that is to save the lives of public safety officers and medics, and to save the lives of our citizens. So it's my privilege to be here as we begin this exercise. I think that you'll find that Prince George's County and the state of Maryland are well out in front in preparation for these sorts of incidents. And I'm going to let Chief Bayshore talk about some of the particular details that are innovative and that the fire department, EMS department have brought to us today in order to mitigate a critical incident. So with that, I'll turn it over to Chief Mark Bashore of the Prince George's County Fire EMS Department.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. Most folks are probably aware that tomorrow marks the one-year anniversary of the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shooting. So it's not, it is an opportune time for us to be out here testing, remembering what happened there, but also testing what our policies and procedures have brought to bear. Similar to the 9/11 events and backing up to the 1999 Columbine shooting, we saw fire, EMS, and police agencies working in independent silos of operation that had existed for years with little cooperation between agencies, whether it was radio policies or operational policies. What we'll test today is a paradigm shift for the Fire EMS Department tactical operations and a continuation of the public safety agency integration, street-level cooperation, and embedded tactical assets between the Prince George's County Fire and EMS and the Prince George's County Police Department. We've been improving on that integration every day for the last 2.5 years, and we now share tactical radio channels that we never shared before. That's just in the last 2 years. We have paramedics embedded with the county police SWAT team, and the county police have investigators embedded with our fire marshal's office. That level of cooperation has never existed. So today we begin the next step in that paradigm shift of cooperation between the agencies and testing what we need to do to accelerate EMS care to victims of a mass shooting, something we have not tested before. So for us, it will be a first. It's something we hope to build on. I appreciate the opportunity to engage our folks across the board with all these different agencies today to make a safer Prince George's County. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Mike Blow. I'm the Director of Security Services for the Prince George's County Public Schools. And what you're witnessing here today is the level of collaboration that exists here in Prince George's County. This is just another fine example of that. As you know, our school safety deals with everything from our policies that talk about visitors and safe entry into the school up to and including what you're about to witness here today if an incident were to occur. None of the agencies that you see here represented want to see an incident of this type to occur, but if it were to occur, we know that exercises like this will allow us to be prepared to deal with any situation that may arise. So we're very happy that this drill is happening here today, and this is just the first of many exercises and classes and other types of preparation that exist here in Prince George's County. So we're very happy that this is occurring, and we're just happy that you're here to witness this also. Thank you.
We wanted to just give you the big picture right now. As this event takes place between 9 a.m. and noon, we will have Major Mark Person of the Prince George's County Police Department available to, at specific locations that we all agree upon, walk you through where we are in the drill, what's happening at this point, and at the end, at approximately noon, we can give you an update on how the drill went, if in fact he's got enough intel to do that for you at that point. Do you have any big picture questions right now for any of the three speakers? You want to do it, or I can? All right, Major Person, I'll walk you through it. M-A-R-K.
Good morning. I'm Major Mark Person with the Prince George's County Police Department Training and Education Division. What you're going to see here today is basically what we have researched and looked at and used historically about what happens at these school shootings. You will witness a team of bad guys, which we call them. They're going to come here, wreak havoc in this parking lot, and then go in the building and begin to systematically shoot kids and hurt them. And then you're going to see our response to that within minutes. And you're going to see that in waves, because the reality is not all of our officers will get there at the same time. So realistically, we'll have a team of 3 or 4 officers go in, another team will come back behind them in a couple minutes, another team in a couple minutes, and so on and so on. Because realistically, you'll never have 20 officers here at the same time to go into that building.
How you're going to coordinate that response among the other law enforcement agencies, how they'll be inserted into the mix, and then if we could have the fire chief also talk about how they'll be inserting EMS personnel here, or will they station them elsewhere because of the danger that we have happening.
Absolutely. Just for safety reasons, all of our officers, to include EMS, Maryland State Police, Greenbelt, Laurel, everybody is meeting at another location. Everybody will come in. They're there getting their safety briefing now. And as they come in, they'll be integrated into teams. And as those, they pretty much already have teams that they know what teams they're going to be on, so they're ready to go. Absolutely. We're videotaping every single thing that goes on in this school, just as we did with Wise last year. We learned a lot from the incident at the drill at Wise last year. And I guarantee you we're going to learn a lot from this today. This is really to prepare our officers for the worst case scenario. It is a confidence builder for them that they can go into a situation like this and survive it. And their main goal is to find these bad guys, and it's 4 of these bad guys in this school. So they got a big task.
Kind of on their own, so to speak. They're free to do whatever they want to do. They have a plan already ahead of time. So
They have somewhat of a plan too.
I think that's a very good question that was posed, and with respect to how do we integrate the various pieces, and I'll let Chief Bayshore speak about that. I do want to thank Superintendent Brown of the Maryland State Police and Lieutenant Colonel Jones of the Field Operations Bureau of the Maryland State Police also with us here this morning. But right now I'd like to introduce Barry Stanton, the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Public Safety for Prince George's County, and he'd like to say a few words to you this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I think this is just another example of all the public safety agencies, the school system, working together to make sure we're dealing with a collaborative effort in dealing with crisis in this county. I think all of you know this week we have dealt with a water crisis. I think this is just an example of this administration trying to make sure that we're all working together. And, you know, I'm excited by having the police department, the fire department, the state police, the school system all working together to protect not just our citizens, but also our children. This is about doing the right thing for the right reason. And I believe today, by this collaborative effort, you will see some outstanding training and some outstanding results on where we're going to go as a county and law enforcement. So again, I want to thank everyone participating today. I think this is going to be an interesting drill that's going to occur. So again, thank you very much.
One of the questions about integration and how we're going to do that, the most significant piece that we not only didn't have at Wise High School, but that was demonstrated in New York and was demonstrated in Aurora, was the inability of the police, fire, EMS to all talk to each other. Just a simple radio platform that allows everyone to talk to each other. Even as recent as Wise High School, school system was not on the same platform. Now they are. So we have systems where both police, fire, EMS, and schools will all be able to talk to each other on designated channels. First time we're ever going to be able to exercise that. So it's going to be an important aspect of that integration.
How would you integrate, for example, hospitals? Because you've got the issue of dealing with the shooters, you've got the issue of dealing with the victims. So are hospitals involved?
Yeah, not necessarily today, but we have mass casualty plans that involve all of our hospitals that run the gamut, not just active shooter, they run the gamut of mass casualty situations. That's a separate planning piece that's part of other exercises.
We're going to have to make that the last question because all of the folks you see behind us have to get ready to get inside to watch the drill. We'll go on one-on-one with you and explain what happens next. Thank you.